if you're still drowning in PDFs, research papers, and endless documents trying to make sense of everything, then that's exactly what Google just fixed. I'm talking about NotebookLM's new update that lets you have actual conversations with your documents, generate podcasts from your research, generate slides, and connect insights across hundreds of pages in seconds. In this video, I'll show you exactly how NotebookLM works, what makes it different from every other AI tool, and why this might be the most underrated productivity upgrade Google has ever shipped. Let's get into it. To begin, simply type NotebookLM on Google. When you open it, you'll see an option called Try NotebookLM. Click on that, and you can start by creating your own notebook. Now, after clicking on Create New Notebook, you'll notice several ways to get started. First, you can directly type a question, basically telling NotebookLM what you want to research. You can ask anything, and it will start working based on that prompt. Second, you can upload files. You can attach documents from your computer, upload from Google Drive, paste text, or even add links. In my case, I'm uploading a file here. I also have a few YouTube links that I want to attach because I want to research content related to NotebookLM, so I'll add those as sources as well. Now, if you want to be very specific with your research, there's an even more powerful option. Head over to the Search tab. Here you can type a focused question. For example, I want to understand the difference between NotebookLM and Perplexity and do a proper comparison. When I click on this, you'll see two options: Fast Research and Deep Research. This is a new update in NotebookLM. Fast Research gives you quick insights, but Deep Research goes much deeper. It breaks the topic down, plans the research, and lets you choose your sources, whether that's the web or your own files from Drive. For this example, I'm selecting Deep Research and choosing the web as my source. As you can see, NotebookLM immediately starts planning the research for me. For the sources I already attached earlier, it has already understood the content and generated insights. But since I want a more detailed comparison, I'm running Deep Research to expand on that. Hope this video has added some value to your workflow. If yes, then please hit like and subscribe to my channel. All right, after waiting for a few minutes, NotebookLM has now pulled in 44 different sources. These sources are discovered in the form of PDFs and links. Once the import begins, you'll notice something interesting. A few sources may show up in red, meaning they're not readable. Earlier, NotebookLM didn't automatically handle this. We had to manually delete failed sources one by one. But with this new update, you can simply click on the three dots and choose Remove All Failed Sources. Now you're left with clean, usable sources. In my case, I have 41 valid sources ready to go. At this point, you can start asking exactly what you want. So I'll go back to the prompt area and type something specific. For example, I want a comparison between NotebookLM and Perplexity. I'll tell NotebookLM to use all 41 sources and generate a short, refined synopsis, focusing on a clear comparison. Once I submit this, NotebookLM refines the criteria and produces a well-structured response based entirely on my sources. Now, as you can see, it generates a lot of detailed points. And realistically, most of us don't have the time to read everything line by line. This is where the new features really shine. You now have multiple ways to consume this information. You can generate an audio overview, a visual overview, a mind map, flashcards, or an infographic. What I'm going to try next are two of the newer features, the infographic and the slide deck. Let's start with the infographic. You can either click the default option and let NotebookLM generate it automatically, or you can click Edit to control the level of detail. Here, you can choose between concise, standard, or detailed. Concise is minimal, standard is balanced, and detailed goes very deep. I'm going to try both standard and detailed so you can see the difference. I'll also describe what I want. In this case, I want a comparison highlighting the pros and cons of NotebookLM versus Perplexity. While that's generating, let's also create a slide deck. Again, I'll click on Edit, and here you'll see different presentation styles. You can choose a detailed deck, a presenter-ready deck, and decide whether you want a short overview or a more in-depth presentation. I'll select the option I want and click Generate. Now, This part may take a little longer, which is completely normal because it's building a structured presentation. After a few minutes, you can see the results. The infographic provides a very detailed comparison. It clearly lays out the pros, cons, and key differences. Everything looks accurate, clean, and well organized. That said, this version is quite detailed. So let me show you a more concise option. I'll copy the same prompt, switch to the concise format, and generate it again. As expected, the slide deck takes slightly longer because it's creating multiple structured slides. All right, now let's look at the deck. Honestly, it looks really good. With just a few minor tweaks, this could easily be used for a client presentation, a class project, or an internal business meeting. It clearly explains the discovery process, the comparison points, and even how things like APIs work. Doing this manually would normally take days, but with NotebookLM, using your own sources, it's done in minutes. Now, even the concise version is ready, and this one does an excellent job of summarizing the pros and cons in just a few clean points. One final pro tip. You can take this even further by using Gemini 3. Gemini now allows you to upload multiple notebooks, not just one. And that's a great place to start. So if you're a student with several research notebooks or a professional managing multiple projects, you can upload everything into Gemini and generate visuals, summaries, refined explanations, or learning materials. If you're serious about learning faster, thinking clearer, and actually using your knowledge, NotebookLM is a tool you should not ignore. If this video helped you understand what NotebookLM can do, hit like, subscribe for more AI tools that actually make you smarter, and comment below how you'd use NotebookLM in your own workflow. I'll see you in the next one.